fancy teeth.
Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go!
Go ninja, go ninja, go! No ninja, no ninja, no ninja.
Welcome to That Sci-Fi Show. My name is Jay. Now first a disclaimer, I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have to say that up front because I know where this review is headed and it's not going to be pretty. Today we're going to review Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, based on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. So if you haven't seen Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, then just don't. I'm serious. It's a waste of time.
Now you might be thinking to yourself, Jay, it can't be that bad. Well, let's just take a look.
Right up front, please accept my sincerest apology for the clips you'll see in this video. If you never come back to this channel again, then I can't blame you. Go in peace. So first we'll do a synopsis and a review of the overall show. Next I'll count down the top 5 worst elements that make up this turtle tire fire. Finally, we'll check out the costumes, but you'll have left a hurtful comment and moved on by then. I wanted to talk about some of the things that this show does right, but I couldn't find any. I mean, as far as I know, no one died making this show, so yeah, there's that. The show picks up where the 90s movies left off, except when it doesn't. The Turtles, performed and voiced separately by these guys, are in what's supposed to be the same underground train station they found in The Secret of the Ooze, but due to what I assume were budget constraints, it hardly looks the same. Master Splinter's Ear is also cut, just as discussed in the original movie. However, in many other places, they just throw out established continuity. April O'Neil and Casey Jones are just gone. They don't appear in the show's entire 26-episode run. Nobody mentions them. Suddenly, the Turtles are adamant that they're not, in fact, actual brothers. I suppose if you introduce a 5th female turtle, you don't want her to be everybody's sister. Like, that shit could get really weird really fast. But on the other hand, I'd prefer if the show's creators didn't solve their issues by messing up the established continuity. The show follows the 4 radical pizza-eating dudes we all know and love as they fight the Dragon Lord, a poor thought-out stand-in for the Shredder that looks like a leftover villain of the week for the Power Rangers. The Shredder, portrayed by Patrick Pond, voiced by Doug Parker, is defeated in the first couple of episodes by the new 5th female turtle and her magical shinobi powers, accomplishing in less than a minute what it took the original 4 turtles multiple movies to do. Mary Sue on the half-shell defeats the Shredder the first time she sees him without so much as laying a green 3-fingered hand on him. If this show follows the movies, then why isn't Shredder still Super Shredder, right? Why isn't he already dead? If the green ooze changes the Turtles and Master Splinter permanently, then why didn't it change the Shredder forever? If they wanted to do away with the Shredder and the Foot Clan, then why not just follow the movie's lead and leave them dead from the start? The show also adds a blind character by the name of Andre, portrayed by Lynn Gibson, who plays chess with Splinter in the park, and later on in the show, moves in with Splinter and the Turtles for a short time. He doesn't know they're mutants because he's blind. You get it? I'm not kidding, guys. That's the plot of an actual episode. It's called The Guest, and you can look it up. Then there's the Rank. It's like the Foot Clan, except with dragons. Dragons with 2 human-sized arms, 2 human-sized legs, and dragons that keep their heads completely covered, but trust me, they're totally dragons because it says so right in the show's description. The leader of the Rank is the previously mentioned Dragon Lord, performed by Gerald Wong and voiced by Christopher Gaze. we get to see his face. He's obviously a dragon. He's a very generic, run-of-the-mill, evil bad guy. You know the type. He's always angry, even when he thinks he's winning, keeps his disciples in line with fear, and punishes all failure. Obviously, I'm not going to go over every terrible character in this show's first and only season because we'd be here all day. After all, it's 26 episodes long. However, I do want to mention two more, starting with the most creatively named character in all of the show, Good Dragon. In one episode, Venus is saved by a good dragon, and he actually exiles himself back into the enchanted glass until the Dragon Lord is defeated, or he amasses an army of good dragons to rebel against him. Now let's think about that for a moment. At some point in the past, there were two races, humans and dragons. That's the continuity we're presented with. The Dragon Lord led an army of evil dragons and without a doubt did a bunch of terrible things, and as a result, every single member of the dragon race was banished, including enough good dragons for the character named Good Dragon to assume that he can build an entire army of them. I mean, that's awful. It's a horrible lesson to teach children. Why were all of the dragons put there? Why weren't any evil humans put there? When you take a whole race and imprison them in the same place, then how is that not a magical internment camp? This show expects us to be on the pro-magic mirror prison side of the argument by default. And I realize that this is just a poorly thought out plot point in a poorly thought out show that suffered the consequences of its poor quality when it was canceled, but if I don't overanalyze this, who will? I mean, who will? Last but certainly not least, we have Dr. Cornelia Squeeze, a sentient rubber mask portrayed by Simon Webb. Dr. Squeeze is a major asshole, but Donatello idolizes him anyway because he's smart, and apparently that's the only personality trait needed to gain Donatello's affection. There's also an insane hunter, some vampires, and a goddamn Yeti in this series, so to say that it takes itself lightly would be the understatement of the fucking century. So there's an in-depth analysis complete with spoilers. Now here's my review of the show. It is bad. You want specifics? That means it's time for the Flash Top 5. The Top 5 list so fast that its secret identity is Barry Allen. Here are the top 5 worst things about Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. Number 5, Fox had the audacity to advertise this show as a continuation of the beloved 1987 animated series, when in reality they knew it was nothing of the sort. Number 4, Venus de Milo is named after the famous statue instead of a Renaissance painter like all 4 original Turtles because why not?
Number 3.
You got your Ninja Turtles in my Power Rangers. You got your Power Rangers in my Ninja Turtles. Not only was this show aired with the Power Rangers on Fox Kids, but it was produced by Haim Saban, founder of Saban Entertainment, the company that produced the Power Rangers. There's even a crossover, may God have mercy on our souls. Look, I love the Power Rangers as much as any geek who grew up in the 90s, but just because you can make the Ninja Turtles in a similar style does not mean that you should. Number 2, according to the show, Venus was washed down the sewer into Chinatown and therefore separated from the other turtles. But wouldn't you know it, she just happened to be found by another martial arts expert who also decided to train her. Not only that, but this martial arts master became a friend of Master Splinter. It's a small fucking world, huh? Side note! Venus is ridiculously overpowered. Her shinobi magic allows her to read minds, cross into the dream realm, and defeat all 4 turtles single-handedly, hanging them upside down by their little green toes. Number 1, these are reptiles. And these are mammals. Now, to quote Wikipedia, mammals are distinguished by reptiles and birds by the possession of a neocortex, hair, 3 middle ear bones, and mammatory glands. So please tell me, why in the hell would Venus have breasts? Why would her shell be shaped like a human woman's breasts? Why? If you wanted to show that she was female, then you could give her like a pink mask. But no, it's light blue. That totally checks out, right? Now, as promised, I'd like to discuss the costumes. As you can see, these are the worst costumes since the Coming Out of Our Shells tour. You guys couldn't get the costumes from any of the 3 movies? You mean to tell me that Turtle Girl from VH1's Totally Obsessed can buy the actual turtle heads used in the 3rd movie from fucking eBay, but you guys who are supposed to be in the business can't even find a place to borrow some used costumes? But Jay, aren't you gonna make fun of her? I mean, that's how you get the views. No, actually I'm not. She's actually a very nice lady with a YouTube channel here that you can check out. She's also not the first person to be taken out of context and made to look insane by some sleazy reality show. But Jay, didn't you steal this joke from iDubbbz? Why, yes, I did. Thank you for noticing. Do you think just mentioning his name will be enough to get the views, or do I have to, like, put his name in my clickbait title? Ooh, do you think he'll do a content cop on me? My final word on the terrible costumes is that Stu Dippin did a better job with a $5 shopping spree at the dollar store. Hashtag nailed it. So that's it for this episode of That Sci-Fi Show. I'm not the nostalgia critic. I won't remember it, so you just might have to. Join me the next time when I use the same join me the next time joke as Artem's Comics. Until then, share, like, subscribe. Until then, share, like, subscribe. Please share, like, subscribe. Share, like, subscribe. If you don't share, like, subscribe, I will put on a fucking clown costume and I will fucking come to your house.
Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go.